Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing really well. Back today to talk about Why We Read, 70 Writers on Non-Fiction, edited by Josephine Greywoode. This is just a short little essay collection of 70 different non-fiction writers. Essays in here from figures such as Malcolm Gladwell, Richard Dawkins, Seb Thorpe, Claire Chambers, Ian Kershaw, Carlo Rovelli, Emma Smith, among many others, talking about the importance of reading, why it is that they as individuals read, and why we as a collective read. A fact that is brought up in a couple of these essays is that despite the fact that modern humans have existed for 300,000 years, we actually only have evidence for us reading for around about the past 5,000 years. So we've only actually been reading for about 1% of human existence. And yet what a profound impact that making marks on a stone tablet or a piece of paper and us actually being able to communicate using those etchings has had on human history. But then reading is not just utilitarian, it's also for some of us immensely enjoyable. I'm sure if you talk to anybody in this corner of the internet, we'll be able to regale you for hours about why we love reading, about our favourite books, and we may think that we're making compelling cases for this, but actually reading for fun, especially as adults, is much more rare than this corner of the internet probably makes it seem. I saw a statistic that said only half of adults in the US read more than one book a year, only 5% read more than 50 in a year. Whether or not we grow into being confident, assured readers because we genuinely enjoy it is in many ways really just random chance of privilege to do with what country we live in, what access we have to books, how great our education system is. But then at the same time you can have all of these privileges and still not read, because there's always a massive different things that are pulling our attention away. I always enjoy reading books like this. They can be a little bit self-indulgent, you know, because I am a reader. I like being told that I'm doing a good job, doing a good thing by reading. I like getting the little pep talk, and so this definitely provided it for me. This book, as I say, is written by authors who are known for writing non-fiction, and they do talk about the importance of non-fiction reading, but it's not just exclusive to that. A criticism you can definitely give for this is that the essays can at times get a little bit repetitive, particularly if you're reading them one right after the other. While there are different reasons that people may choose to read, be that for enjoyment, for information, for solace, there are only so many different ways that you can say that. And so yes, it can get a little bit repetitive. The placement of some of these essays felt a little bit odd, and I will criticise the last essay for me personally, my taste being a little bit dull. I'd have chosen a different essay to end this collection, maybe something that's a little bit more inspiring, that ends it with a bang and makes you think, ah yes, this is the reason that I want to keep reading. But despite all that, there were some phrases in here that I just really latched onto. I don't typically annotate, but I was marking with red pen a lot of the quotes that I saw that I just wanted to keep fresh in my mind, because as I say, when you're reading of short little essays where people are pretty much saying the same thing, I wanted to be able to come back to this essay collection and be able to take those quotes out very easily. And I thought I'd read out a few of them for you, whether it's profound quotes or just quotes that I thought were funny to kind of whet your appetite. From Hilton Oz, reading is writing's dearest companion. Simon Baron-Cohen, we, both the writer and reader, empathise. We just can't help it. Milo Beckman on why he prefers non-fiction to fiction. For whatever reason, fiction didn't captivate me in the same way. It felt untrustworthy. Macbeth did what? No, he didn't. Erica Benner saying, but I first became a non-fiction reader because I wanted to make friends, especially with people who were unfriendly to me. I read to understand why people who think differently do so. Ananya Bhattacharya. And perhaps that is why we read, because it is a habit, an addiction, a compulsion, an affliction, and a necessity, like drawing breath. Shami Chakrabarti. We do not surrender to the purveyors of hate and unreason, and so we read. Claire Chambers. I often read to see if I need to change my mind. I read to learn new things, but also to test the things I think I already know. Reading helps when our minds are not yet made up, but perhaps we should read even more urgently when our minds are set. Paul Davies. Imagination is the key to enjoying good literature, but it is also the key to good science. Matthew Desmond taking shots here. Degas said that painting is easy unless you know what you're doing. Writing too. If writing has an opposite, tweeting might just be it. Dennis Duncan. Just because it's non-fiction doesn't mean it's all fact. Jordan Ellenberg. When asked why do we read, there's a custom of taking the question to be what's in it for us. I am more interested in what's in it for the book. A book needs us more than we need it. Richard J. Evans. The ability to read in itself does not make you morally upright or responsible. Some people read in order to confirm or deepen their prejudices. Thomas Halliday. Finish a good non-fiction book and you will see angles on reality you have never seen before. Thrilling, wonderful, and provoking. Lucy Jones. Books are time machines made from trees. Marit Kapler with a quote from her daughter. Whenever I read Ursula Le Guin, I feel honoured that her thoughts are running through my mind. Emma Jane Kirby. Non-fiction doesn't just inform us. It wakes us up, shakes our complacency, invites us to take a good and honest look at what's really out there. Catherine Meredale. Why do we read? In my case now, that's easy. To get away. Timothy Morton. Reading is so much more than looking at the marks on a page. And what are you doing when you do that? You're orchestrating a score. You're performing. You're doing a little ballet in your body or your mind. Daniel Suskind. Some read non-fiction to relax. I am not sure. For me, it often feels more like a combat sport. Gaia Vince. Reading is a reprieve from reality, from the increasing demands of life off the page. But it is not a disengagement from feelings, from empathy, from caring. This description of reading from David Wengrow I really liked. Reading a book, for example, is a physical, not just a cognitive act, but it is a strange one which puts the rest of the body in suspended animation so the mind can roam free over the page. And then finally this quote from Scott Hershevitz, which I just really enjoyed, and I'm not going to give you any context for it. That's our family pitch for reading. It's better than farting, and maybe as good as flying. So there we go, that is a quick summary of why we read, as well as some key quotes that I really enjoyed. I hope I've been able to give you a little taster of the writing in here without giving too much away. Do let me know if you've read Why We Read. Alternatively, let me know about the reasons that you read. I would love to hear from you. I hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.